Logan Paul's fiance, Nina, decided to sue Dylan Dennis over basically his trolling. So I thought this was kind of interesting. So Dylan Dennis' incessant online trolling of Nina has driven Logan Paul's fiance to the point of both suing Dennis and filing for a restraining order against him to make it stop. She beelined it to court Wednesday to file docs obtained by TMZ Sports, claiming Dennis has posted despicable things about her more than 250 times since his fight with Paul was announced earlier this summer. In her suit, she says she suffered humiliation, emotional distress, and reputational harm, alleging that one post Dennis made on August 11th in particular violated federal and state law. She says as part of the post, Dennis threw up a sexually explicit image of her that was taken from a romantic encounter she had with a person more than 10 years ago. Although I think that technically everything that he had posted is all publicly available. See, Dennis posted the photograph entirely uncensored from his ex Twitter account without plaintiff's consent, she wrote in the suit, and later that day, Dennis reposted the explicit photograph in order to maximize the number of views it would receive. The 31-year-old model claims Dennis only agreed to delete it after Misfits Boxing, the org behind October 14th, Dennis for Paul, threatened to cancel the fight unless he took it down. She also added in this suit that many of Dennis's other posts have upset her, including a tweet he made on August 28th that she says showed a video of her from more than 6 years ago where she talked about her desire for intimacy during a period of celibacy. The thing is, right, I don't think she's going to win, like, at all in this type of situation. I don't think she's going to get, like, any money from this type of situation because there is so many photos and videos of her online where you could just basically see everything. You see so many different photos and videos of her with other guys from her past. Like, she makes comments in a very absurd manner on video in multiple cases. Like, I really don't think she really has, like, any ground to win on this type of thing. And she claims in the suit that the vid had been stored deep in her Snapchat archive, suggesting Dennis had hacked her personal account or had obtained the private video from someone who had done so. Or she sent it probably to multiple people in her Snapchat of like her friends or whatever. Like, Snapchat isn't really like a private thing. She's asking for unspecified damages in the suit, but wants no less than 150K per violation of the federal law prohibiting the sharing of intimate images. But the thing is, like, if she at any point made it publicly available, or it was already publicly available, how could he get sued over that? As for her trow, she's asking a judge to bar Dennis from posting sexually explicit images of her going forward, which, what is that going to stop? Because, one, freedom of speech, right? Two, I think she was technically a former model. I don't know if she's still a model, but she has modeled professionally nude, right? Literally anyone can probably post those photos on Twitter. Like, I don't know. That's so weird. So, in the wake of Dennis's repeated threats to release further images that could be damaging to Akdal's reputation, and for Dennis's part, he's been unapologetic over the post throughout the past few weeks, saying they've been helping promote his upcoming fight with Paul. That is true. right? Like I didn't even know that this fight was even going on until the whole like Dylan Danis like trolling fiasco like came up, and I was like, oh, what the hell is all this going on? And I click it, and I find out that they're having a fight. I'm like, oh, this is crazy, and that kind of makes sense because Dylan Danis I think got like a billion impressions. Like that's crazy. That is a crazy amount of impressions, and like nearly every single one of his posts are getting millions upon millions of impressions, views. Like it's he's getting some crazy engagement. The funny thing is, I don't know what he's getting paid on his fight, but he's probably going to clear a few $1 million just from the promoting of this fight from Twitter. So Danis took to Twitter to comment on the lawsuit, saying Nina has filed a massive lawsuit against me. She filed a restraining order against me and is seeking prison time, so the fight is in jeopardy if I'm in jail. This is actually wild, but I won't stop the system. Come get me. Logan Paul is a dead man walking. We should say the lawsuit doesn't mention anything about Danis missing the fight or being barred from the event, nor does Nina ask for prison time. That's not how the lawsuits work. Okay. So feel free to give your thoughts if you stumble upon this, right? I just think that she doesn't really have any leg to stand on. Now, I think it maybe really depends on if the photo or hold on, where is it? I don't know. Yeah, so I think it really depends on this claim, right? She claims in the suit that the vid had been stored deep in her Snapchat archive, suggesting that Danis had hacked her personal account or had obtained the private video from someone who had done so. The thing is, I bet you that she probably has sent it to more than one person, right? Which at that point, is that private anymore? Would that be deemed private anymore? I don't think so, at least in my opinion. It's just kind of like weird. Like, one, I don't think she's going to get like any money from this. Two, Dylan Danis has probably made millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars from just the promotion of the fight with Logan Paul. But I think it's going to get pretty crazy depending on because allegedly there is some sort of like nuclear photo or something that potentially would ruin the relationship between Logan Paul and his fiance, and also potentially based off what I guess Dylan said in one post or one video or whatever, where that it could actually literally get him in trouble potentially if he were to post it. So who knows what that is, but let's say that he does post it and it does get him into trouble. Potentially, she might get some money from him at that point. But again, like this is such a weird thing, right? Because this would be kind of like a different situation if, like, let's say that Logan Paul's fiance was not a celebrity, right? Was not a public figure. If she was just like some random normal human being, then it would get kind of into like a different situation because now Dylan wouldn't have a lot of the freeway that he could like do whatever he basically wants. Because if she was like a private person, and like let's say that she didn't do all these modeling like gigs where she posed nude, right? And he posted like a nude photo of her on Twitter, and none of that was private. Well, I mean public because she wasn't a model. She was just like a normal person. Then he could be in some serious trouble. But because she basically has done, I think, multiple photo shoots of basically being nude or in like very compromising positions, etc., right? And has like a long history, etc. She probably won't really get much, if anything, from this whole situation. I just find it interesting.